যা প্রয়োজন তা জেনে নেয়ার এখনই সময়।
রাষ্ট্রীয় অতিথি ভবন পদ্মায় বাংলাদেশ যুক্তরাষ্ট্র অংশীদারিত্ব সংলাপ শেষে যৌথ ব্রিফ চলছে, আমরা সরাসরি চলে যাচ্ছি সেখানে।
Secretary of State, His Excellency Antony Blinken. Secondly, as we all went through, the COVID-19 pandemic barred us from holding our regular dialogue mechanisms in the last 2 years. This partnership dialogue is indeed the first one with the Biden administration and also the first among a series of dialogues scheduled in the coming months. Thus, Bangladesh is considering today's discussion as the beginning of a rejuvenated, robust engagement with our U.S. friends. Bangladesh deeply values its multifaceted relations with the United States, which is based on our shared liberal values of upholding democracy and human dignity, commitment towards maintaining international peace and security, and aspiration for socio-economic development of our people. In fact, our political, economic, security, and people-to-people relations are based on this ideological pivot. While we have discussed the areas of excellent mutual cooperation like Rohingya issue, COVID-19 vaccine support, U.S. development assistance, capacity building in security sector, etc., we have also exchanged views on areas of yet untapped potentials like exchange of high-level visits, investment, trade facilitation, connectivity, stronger defense and security cooperation, etc. I think both sides also have taken this opportunity to better understand each other and explain respective positions on some issues. For example, we have raised deep concern about the recent U.S. Treasury sanctions imposed on RAB and related individuals, and not only explained how this might affect the efforts of Bangladesh government to combat terrorism and transnational crimes, but also elaborated our government has been addressing the challenges. We look forward to continuing our discussion in this regard. We also explained our position on issues like democratic practices, media freedom, labor rights, and religious harmony. We also had in-depth discussion on ways and means of enhancing trade and investment and possible cooperation in blue economy. We exchanged our views on the Indo-Pacific strategy and also shared our perspectives on national, regional, and global security and geopolitical scenario. Our two sides indeed expressed our willingness to cooperate each other in UN peacekeeping operations and expressed willingness to continue our bilateral collaboration in security and defense domains. This is an area on which we would have further detailed discussion in the upcoming security and defense dialogues. In the area of economic cooperation, including trade and investment, we look forward to have further discourse in upcoming high-level economic partnership consultation in early June and possible next round of TICFA this year. Altogether, I would say that Bangladesh delegation is happy and satisfied with today's discussion. I recall that partnership dialogue has principally been aimed at providing an umbrella discussion forum to take stock of the progresses made in other sectoral dialogues. However, with the changed context of the prolonged pause due to the pandemic, this particular partnership dialogue is indeed acting as a triggering device for further discussions in upcoming sectoral dialogues. I am sure we would be able to take stock of the sectoral progresses in the 9th partnership dialogue next year. Finally, I would say, and in fact this is what we have told to our U.S. colleagues today, that Bangladesh has high expectations from the Biden administration in terms of building a comprehensive partnership. Bangladesh will remain keen in this regard with a view to work closely with the U.S. in our journey together towards peace and prosperity. Thank you, Madam Undersecretary.
Thank you, Foreign Secretary Momen, for this spectacularly warm hospitality that we've had here in Dhaka today for our interagency delegation. We are so pleased and proud to be back on the road and to be in Dhaka to start the celebration of this 50th anniversary of our partnership. As the Foreign Secretary said, we have not been able to have this dialogue for almost 2 years as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, so we are really pleased to be back in town now to energize and deepen and thicken our already really, really strong partnership. And that's what we worked on today. As the Foreign Secretary said, in the security realm, in the political realm, in the economic realm, in the human rights realm, in the business realm, and obviously with regard to health security. And we are just the appetizer on a very big feast that we are going to have this year. The next will be the visit of the foreign minister Momen to Washington to see my boss, Secretary Blinken. on April 4th. We will also have the high-level economic dialogue later this year, the security dialogue, a separate defense dialogue in Hawaii, and we have a new U.S.-Bangladesh Business Council, which we have to take full advantage of, and we plan to. This dialogue, this conversation today comes at a vital global moment for peace and security. You are all watching the horrible pictures coming from Ukraine in the context of Russia's unprovoked aggression against that country. I think you know that the U.S. and our allies and partners worked for months and months and months to try to bring Russia to the negotiating table with Ukraine, with our support, to try to prevent this war. Moscow did not listen and chose instead to invade, and you are seeing the horrible pictures of apartment complexes being bombed, maternity hospitals, innocent civilian victims all over the country, and violations of sovereignty, territorial integrity, and the basic fundamental principles of international law and the UN Charter. We had a rich conversation of that as well today, and about the important inflection point this is for the battle between autocracies and democracies around the world. We know what kind of societies we are trying to build and the way democracies protect their people and need to deliver.
আমরা তখন রাষ্ট্রীয় অতিথি ভবন পদ্মা থেকে যৌথ ব্রিফিংটি শুনছিলাম।